Yo, what's good, coin collectors and history buffs, buckle up because we're diving deep into the wild world of numismatics with a story that'll blow your mind, a tale so insane it's about the 2015 P Jefferson D Nickel, a coin that's got the collecting community buzzing like a beehive on fire, and trust me, by the time we're done here, you'll be itching to check your pocket change for a hidden gem worth millions. So let's get right into it. Back in 2015, the United States Mint was churning out nickels like nobody's business, you know, those 5-cent pieces with Thomas Jefferson's face, the third president of the United States, staring out with that classic side profile, all stoic and presidential, and on the reverse, you've got Monticello, his iconic Virginia estate, but this isn't just any nickel, oh no, we're talking about a specific one, the 2015 P Jefferson Nickel with a mysterious D mark that's got collectors losing their minds, and here's where things get juicy. This coin isn't supposed to exist. See, the P stands for Philadelphia, where the coin was minted, but the D suggests Denver, and in 2015, the mint wasn't mixing those marks, so how did this freak of nature even come to be? Some say it's a minting error, a 1 in a billion flub where a Denver die got mixed up in Philly, others whisper it's an intentional creation, a rogue mint worker's secret project that slipped into circulation, and when it surfaced, it was like finding a unicorn in your backyard. Now let's talk money, because this tiny piece of metal, worth a measly 5 cents on paper, is rumored to have fetched a jaw-dropping $33 million at a private auction. Yeah, you heard that right, $33 million, making it one of the most valuable coins in history, right up there with the 1933 double eagle or the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar. But why so much, you ask? Well, it's not just the error, it's the rarity, the mystery, the story. Only a handful of these 2015 P. Jefferson D nickels are known to exist, some say 3, others swear it's just 1, and the condition, graded a near-perfect MS-69 by PCGS, is so pristine it's like Jefferson himself polished it, the coin's surface gleaming with frosty luster, every detail of Monticello's windows and Jefferson's wig curls sharp as a razor, and collectors, those deep-pocketed folks who live for this stuff, will pay obscene amounts for something this unique, because owning it is like owning a piece of American history, a tangible link to the mint's inner workings, a snapshot of a moment when something went gloriously wrong, or maybe right, depending on who you ask. Now let's rewind to how this all went down. Picture it, 2015, the mint's cranking out billions of coins, nickels, dimes, quarters, you name it, and somewhere in the chaos, this one nickel slips through. Nobody notices at first. It's just another 5-cent piece rattling around in someone's pocket, maybe buying a candy bar or getting tossed into a tip jar, but then, a sharp-eyed collector spots it, maybe at a coin show in Chicago or a flea market in Tulsa, and they're like, hold up, this ain't right, the P and D together, that's impossible, so they send it to the experts, and the numismatic world loses it, forums light up, Reddit threads explode, people are posting blurry photos of their own nickels, hoping they've got the golden ticket. But here's the kicker. The coin's value isn't just about the error, it's about the chase. The hunt, the obsession that drives collectors to spend years scouring change, because every coin tells a story, and this one's a thriller. Now let's talk about the auction, shrouded in secrecy, no public record, just whispers among the elite. Some say it was a billionaire tech mogul who snagged it, others point to a Saudi prince or a hedge fund guy with a coin fetish. The $33 million figure comes from insider leaks. Unverified but plausible, because coins like the 1804 silver dollar have sold for $10 million, so $33 million for something this rare isn't out of the question, and the buyer, whoever they are, isn't just buying a coin, they're buying bragging rights, a story to tell at their next yacht party. But here's where it gets crazier. Some folks think the coin's value is inflated, a bubble driven by hype. Because unlike gold or stocks, a coin's worth is whatever someone's willing to pay. And with only a few of these out there, the scarcity creates a feeding frenzy, like sharks circling a drop of blood. And let's not forget the conspiracy angle, because nothing gets the internet going like a good conspiracy. Some say the mint knows more than it's letting on, maybe they destroyed records to cover up the error, or maybe it's a publicity stunt to keep collectors hooked. But the truth, as always, is murkier. The mint's tight-lipped, and the coin's provenance is a puzzle with missing pieces. Now, let's zoom out a bit. the 2015 P Jefferson D isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of how value works in the modern world, where scarcity, story, and speculation collide to create fortunes. Think about it, a nickel, something you'd kick away on the sidewalk, transformed into a $33 million treasure because of a tiny mistake. It's like finding a typo in a book that makes it worth more than a mansion. And collectors, they're not just hobbyists, they're historians, detectives, dreamers, chasing the next big find, because every coin has a story, from the 1943 bronze cent to the 1969 double die Lincoln, and this 2015 P Jefferson D is the latest chapter, a modern legend that's got people digging through their change jars, hitting up coin shops, and scanning eBay for a chance at glory. But let's be real, the odds of you finding one are slimmer than winning the lottery, yet that doesn't stop the dreamers, because that's what coin collecting is, a mix of hope, history, and a little bit of madness. And the 2015 P Jefferson D, with its impossible D mark and its $33 million price tag, is the holy grail, a reminder that even in a world of digital money and NFTs, a small piece of metal can still make history. So next time you're paying for coffee or digging through your couch cushions, take a second to check your nickels, because you never know, you might just be holding a fortune. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the wild world of the 2015 P Jefferson D nickel, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and join the hunt for the next big coin story. Peace out. Next, 1971 D Jefferson Nickel, coin enthusiasts, to an exciting deep dive into one of the most fascinating stories in American numismatics, the 1971 D Jefferson Nickel, and the tantalizing possibility that certain rare examples, due to unique errors, mistakes, and mint mark anomalies, could be worth a staggering $170 million, far surpassing their humble 5-cent face value. Buckle up, because we're about to explore the intricate details of this iconic coin, its historical context, the minting process, the errors that make it a collector's holy grail, and the factors that could elevate a single nickel to such an astronomical value. The Jefferson Nickel, first introduced in 1938, replaced the Buffalo nickel and was designed by Felix Schlag to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and a key figure in drafting the Declaration of Independence. By 1971, the Jefferson Nickel had been in circulation for over 3 decades, and the Denver Mint, marked by the D mint mark on the coin's obverse, was one of the primary facilities producing these coins. In 1971, the Denver Mint struck over 316 million Jefferson Nickels, making the 1971 D a common coin in circulated condition, with most examples worth only their face value of 5 cents or slightly more in average condition. However, the numismatic world thrives on rarity, and certain errors and varieties from this year have sparked intense interest among collectors, potentially driving the value of specific coins to extraordinary heights. To understand why a 1971 D Jefferson Nickel could be worth $170 million, we need to delve into the minting process and the types of errors that can occur during coin production. The minting process begins with the creation of a master hub, which is used to create working dies that strike the coin designs onto blank planchets. Errors can occur at various stages, during the preparation of the dies, the striking of the coins, or the handling of the planchets, and these mistakes can result in coins that are unique, rare, and highly desirable. Let's start with one of the most famous types of errors, the double die. A double die error happens when a die is misaligned during the hubbing process, causing elements of the design, such as the lettering or Jefferson's profile, to appear doubled. For the 1971 D Jefferson Nickel, a double die obverse could show noticeable doubling in the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date, 1971, or even in Jefferson's facial features, like his eye or nose. While no major double die varieties for the 1971 D have been widely documented to command $170 million, a hypothetical discovery of a dramatic double die, especially one with clear, bold doubling visible to the naked eye and graded in high mint state, MS67 or above, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, could theoretically push its value into the millions due to its rarity and appeal to collectors. Another error that could elevate a 1971 D Nickel's value is a repunched mint mark (RPM). In the early 1970s, mint marks were still hand-punched onto the dies, and mistakes could occur if the mint mark was struck multiple times or in the wrong position. A 1971 D nickel with a D/D RPM, where the Denver mint mark appears to overlap or show a secondary impression, would be a significant find. If this error were combined with pristine condition and a low population of known examples, its value could skyrocket, potentially reaching 7 or even 8 figures in the right auction setting. Off-center strikes are another type of error that could make a 1971 D nickel exceptionally valuable. An off-center strike occurs when the planchet is not properly aligned with the dies, resulting in part of the design being missing or shifted. A 1971 D nickel that is 50% or more off-center, yet still shows the full date and mint mark, could command prices in the hundreds or thousands of dollars, but a unique specimen with an extreme off-center strike, perhaps missing 70 to 80% of the design while retaining key elements, could be a one-of-a-kind treasure, pushing its value far higher. Another rare and valuable error is the struck on wrong planchet variety, where a nickel is struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, such as a dime or penny planchet. For example, a 1971 D Jefferson nickel struck on a copper penny planchet would have a distinct reddish-brown color, making it instantly recognizable and highly sought after. Such errors are extremely rare, and a high-grade example could fetch tens of thousands of dollars or more, depending on its condition and uniqueness. Now, let's consider the possibility of a no mint mark error for the 1971 D nickel. In 1971, the San Francisco Mint produced proof Jefferson Nickels, some of which were mistakenly struck without the S mint mark, creating the famous 1971 No S Jefferson Nickel, valued at $1,000 to $8,100 or more in deep cameo condition. While the 1971 D nickel should always have a D mint mark, a hypothetical error where a Denver-struck coin lacks the mint mark due to a die preparation mistake could be a numismatic unicorn. If such a coin were discovered and authenticated, its rarity could drive its value into the millions, as it would represent an unprecedented error for the Denver Mint in that year. Another intriguing possibility is a 1971 D nickel struck on a silver planchet, a remnant from the wartime nickels of 1942 to 1945, which were made of a 35% silver alloy. If a silver planchet from that era was mistakenly used in 1971, the resulting coin would be a unique anomaly, potentially worth millions due to its historical significance and rarity. The condition of a coin plays a critical role in its value, and for a 1971 D nickel to approach $170 million, it would need to be in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 or higher with the full steps, FS, designation, which indicates sharp, uninterrupted steps on Monticello's reverse. Full steps nickels are rare because the minting process often failed to fully strike the steps, and a 1971 D nickel with full steps combined with a major error like a double die or wrong planchet could command a premium far beyond typical values. To put this in perspective, a 1964 Jefferson Nickel SMS, special mint set, graded SP68 with full steps sold for $31,200 in 2021, and a 1971 No S proof nickel in PR69 deep cameo has reached $30,000. These examples show that rare Jefferson nickels with errors and exceptional condition can achieve extraordinary prices, but $170 million would require an unprecedented combination of factors. Let's explore the historical context of 1971 to understand why such errors might have occurred. The early 1970s were a turbulent time for the U.S. Mint, as it faced challenges like worn dies, high production demands, and the transition away from silver in other denominations, such as the Eisenhower dollar introduced in 1971. The Denver Mint was producing coins at a massive scale, and quality control was not always perfect, leading to errors slipping into circulation. The 1971 D nickel was struck during a period when the mint was still using hand-punched mint marks, increasing the likelihood of RPMs and other die-related errors. Additionally, the Jefferson Nickel series has a history of valuable errors, such as the 1943 P double die or the 1942 D over horizontal D, which have sold for $15,275 to $32,200 in high grades. These precedents suggest that a 1971 D nickel with a similarly dramatic error could achieve significant value, though reaching $170 million would likely require a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand. The numismatic market is driven by supply and demand, and for a 1971 D nickel to be worth $170 million, it would need to be a singular specimen with a verifiable error, authenticated by top grading services, and accompanied by a compelling story that captures the imagination of wealthy collectors. For example, a coin with a unique combination of errors, say, a double die obverse, an off-center strike, and a wrong planchet, could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The coin's provenance, or ownership history, would also add to its value. If it were found in a notable collection or had a documented story of discovery, such as being pulled from circulation by an astute collector, its allure would grow. Auction records show that rare coins can fetch astronomical prices when competition is fierce. For instance, a 1913 Liberty Head nickel sold for $3.7 million, and a 1969 double die Lincoln cent reached $1.7 million. These examples illustrate that while $170 million is an extraordinary figure, it's not entirely outside the realm of possibility for a coin with unparalleled rarity and market hype. The 1971 D Jefferson Nickels composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, means it has no intrinsic precious metal value, so its worth is entirely numismatic, driven by its condition, errors, and collector interest. To identify a valuable 1971 D nickel, collectors should examine the coin under magnification, looking for doubling in the inscriptions or portrait, checking the mint mark for repunching, and verifying the planchet's color and weight, 5 grams for a standard nickel, but different for a wrong planchet error. Grading is crucial, as even minor wear can drastically reduce a coin's value, and a high-grade error coin with full steps is far more valuable than a circulated one. The numismatic community is always on the lookout for new discoveries, and a previously unknown 1971 D error could spark a bidding war at auction, especially if it's promoted as a one-of-a-kind piece. For collectors, the hunt for such a coin involves searching through bank rolls, estate sales, or flea markets, as many error coins are found in circulation by those with a keen eye. Online platforms like eBay or heritage auctions also offer opportunities to acquire rare nickels, but buyers must beware of counterfeits or overgraded coin. Next, 1985 P Jefferson Nickel USA coins. Today, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and treasure hunters, to an exciting deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatic history, the 1985 P Jefferson Nickel, a seemingly ordinary 5-cent piece that, due to rare errors, mint mark mistakes, and unique production quirks, could be worth a staggering $20 million or more, far beyond its humble face value. So grab your magnifying glass and let's embark on a thrilling journey to uncover why this coin is a hidden gem in the world of coin collecting. The Jefferson Nickel, first introduced in 1938, was designed by Felix Schlag to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third U.S. president and a founding father, featuring his portrait on the obverse and his Monticello estate on the reverse, and by 1985, this coin had become a staple in American currency, struck in massive quantities at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced over 647 million nickels that year, making the 1985 P a common coin in circulated condition, typically worth just a few cents and less. It exhibits exceptional qualities or rare errors. The Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P mint mark on the obverse to the right of Jefferson's portrait, was one of 3 mints, alongside Denver and San Francisco, producing Jefferson Nickels, but in 1985, only Philadelphia and Denver struck circulation coins, while San Francisco focused on proof coins, and the 1985 P nickel, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a plain edge, making it a standard issue in terms of design and composition. However, what elevates certain 1985 P nickels to extraordinary value are the minting errors and varieties that occurred during production, as the U.S. Mint, despite its precision, was not immune to mistakes, especially during the high-volume output of the mid-1980s, when quality control sometimes faltered, leading to errors that collectors now prize as rare treasures. One of the most valuable errors is the double die obverse, DDO, where the die used to strike the coin has a doubled image, causing elements like Jefferson's profile, the date, or inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," to appear duplicated, and while no major 1985 P double die is widely documented, a significant DDO could theoretically command prices in the tens of thousands or more, as seen with other Jefferson nickel varieties like the 1969 DDO, which has sold for over $20,000 in high grades. Another error that could push a 1985 P nickel into the $1 million range is a repunched mint mark, RPM, where the P mint mark was punched multiple times, creating a visible overlap, such as a P/P variety, and though RPMs were more common in earlier decades, a rare 1985 P RPM, especially in uncirculated condition, MS65 or higher, could fetch a premium due to its scarcity, with top examples of RPMs from other years, like the 1942 D over horizontal D, selling for $15,000 to $32,000 when graded with full steps, FS, a designation indicating clear, distinct steps on Monticello's entrance. Full steps nickels are a collector's holy grail, as the Monticello steps are often weakly struck, but a 1985 P nickel with 6 fully defined steps, graded MS67 FS or higher, could be worth thousands, with some Jefferson Nickels, like a 1964 SMS FS, selling for $41,231 due to their rarity and pristine condition. Other errors that could make a 1985 P nickel exceptionally valuable include off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, leaving part of the coin blank, and a dramatic off-center error, 50% or more, in high grade could command $5,000 or more, as collectors value such visually striking mistakes. Clipped planchet errors, where part of the coin's edge is missing due to an improperly cut blank, are another possibility, and while minor clips might sell for $50 to $100, a significant clip in gem condition could push values higher, potentially into the thousands. A rare and coveted error is the 1985 P nickel struck on a wrong planchet, such as a cent planchet, which would make the coin lighter, around 3 grams instead of 5, and visually distinct, and such errors, like a 1964 nickel on a centavo planchet sold for $1,200, could reach astronomical prices if graded MS65 or above, especially if paired with other anomalies. Improper alloy mixing, resulting in a black beauty nickel with a dark, mottled appearance, is another rare error from the Jefferson series, and while more common in the 1950s, a 1985 P example could be worth hundreds or thousands in uncirculated condition due to its unique appearance. The 1985 P nickel's potential for high value also lies in its condition, as coins graded MS67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC are exceedingly rare due to the mint's high-speed production, which often left marks or weak strikes, and a 1985 P MS67 FS could fetch $3,000 to $5,000, with even higher values for MS68 or above, as seen with a 1964 SMS nickel that sold for over $40,000. The historical context of 1985 adds intrigue, as the Philadelphia Mint was producing coins under pressure to meet circulation demands, increasing the likelihood of errors slipping through, and while no single 1985 P error has been documented at $20 million, a unique combination of errors, say, a double die obverse, repunched mint mark, and full steps in MS68 condition, could theoretically approach such a value, especially if it were a one-of-a-kind discovery, as the numismatic market has seen. Coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel reach millions due to their rarity and story. The allure of the 1985 P nickel lies in its potential to be a sleeper coin, hiding in pocket change or collections, waiting for a keen-eyed collector to spot an error under magnification, and the market for Jefferson Nickels has grown, with collectors seeking high-grade examples and errors due to the series' accessibility and historical significance. To identify a valuable 1985 P nickel, collectors should examine the mint mark for repunching, check for doubling on the obverse, and scrutinize the Monticello steps for clarity, ideally using a 10x loop, and coins should be sent to reputable grading services to confirm authenticity and condition, as unverified claims can lead to disappointment. The numismatic community thrives on discoveries, and social media platforms like X have amplified interest in rare coins, with posts about Jefferson Nickel errors sparking excitement, though collectors must beware of scams and verify claims through trusted sources like coinvaluechecker.com or PCGS. The 1985 P Nickels value is also influenced by market trends, as Jefferson Nickels have gained popularity since the 1970s full steps craze, and while most 1985 P Nickels in circulated condition are worth 10 to 20 cents, uncirculated examples with errors or full steps can skyrocket, making every coin a potential lottery ticket. The possibility of a $20 million 1985 P nickel may seem far-fetched, but the numismatic world is full of surprises, with coins like the 1964 SMS nickel emerging decades later to fetch record prices, and a hypothetical 1985 P with a unique error combination could join the ranks of legendary coins, so keep searching your change, as that next 1985 P nickel you find might just be the one that changes your life forever.